What's up, everybody?
Yo,
What
yo.
is cracking?
Hey, let me crack the first one of the night.
Yep.
I already opened mine. I've been thirsty.
This is the one that's
Just-
loaded with THC.
He's like, I gotta calm down for a Friday night and get my weekend started right.
He's going to need it when he gets into that
This-
paper moon discussion.
It's going to take about 45 minutes to hit, so I gotta get it in me now, so that I'm cooking when we start talking paper moon.
Yep.
What's good, gentlemen?
Right on.
Oh, I'm just fine and dandy. I'll get into. I can't wait to get into mine because now that I posted everything on Letterbox, and today when I was working, I'm like, oh shit. Now I understood why everyone said it was like this. Now I get it. Because I essentially like batched it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I had to reflect on it. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I feel like an ass.
Yeah, you ever read about a movie or talk to other people that know a lot and be like, oh yeah, I hated that movie, but like I'm starting to come around now. Like, you got a good point.
Yep.
I'm an idiot.
I have a handful of those. I also have a handful of ones that I know are bad, but I still love anyways.
Yeah, I love bad movies.
That's my favorite type. Don't you know?
Yeah, everybody loves the good ones.
Everybody loves the good ones. Yeah, you're right. Oh, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the chat up real quick. We got a few people in here.
What up, chat?
We got Dave, Collector Movie Man, in here. Dude, I'm loving my Switch 2, and it has a huge library of games. I'm gonna say, like, you can't go wrong with Nintendo. You're gonna be provided good games at the very least. So I'm gonna say go ahead and grab up a Switch 2 and some good games. You're always good with some Mario Kart, as long as you don't play it with people you really care about, because it does start fights. PS5 is good if you need an extra 4K player, because it's a pretty good 4K player. We got Movie Hunter in here. How's it going? Always nice to see Alex in the chat. We got my mom in here. How's it going, Mom?
What up, Nikki? How you doing, Mama?
Nikki April says hi.
Hi. Do I need to come up?
Missed opportunity on the thumbnail. Should have had your pinkies up. Well, you know, we're gonna refresh. You know, we'll refresh the thumbnail from time to time, but
yeah,
I'm a little lazy, so it might be a few episodes.
I'm a lot of lazy.
Just for me to piece together what I did. See, there was he was talking. There was 13 steelbooks this week released.
What?
That's a lot of steelbooks.
It was how much?
So Movie Hunter here, our good friend Alex, he has every single North American steelbook ever released.
No,
and
I don't believe that.
He stays on top of them. He buys them all every week, every single one of them. And there are people in the community that have met him to know that he's not full of it. He's a real person. He's not just an internet troll. So, but every single one, you know, that I know that is a little hard. That is a little hard to to believe. Ben-Hur steelbook. I was not able to get it. I don't know about Ben-Hur. I'm not really down like that, but
yeah, you need to do
Johnny
it.
Got it.
You need to get down with Ben-Hur, bro. Is all I'm going to say.
It's just one of those blind spots, man.
I have seen. Well, unblind yourself, Ray Charles.
Yeah.
I've seen and heard report from a few guys that I trust, including Brian over there at Last Movie Standing. I have heard from several dudes that it does look incredible.
Yep.
So I was thinking about waiting for that big fat UK box set that's like the thick, rigid slipcase, because I like rigid shit.
What company does Ben-Hur? Is that Universal?
It's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for a standard slip. Like, I'm straight with that. I don't really like to pay for overpriced steel books, and they all seem a little overpriced to me now because I come from the Best Buy $20 days.
Those days are long gone, man.
Well, yeah, but but now you have to get them all from Amazon. They all come damaged and dented up. It's not worth the heartache for me. But I did find out I'm going to Orbit next week, so I'll keep an eye out for it there, unless there's something better than Ben-Hur by then, and there might be. Sisu 2 and Wrath of Man are both out this week too. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, now see, that would be tight, but only if I could order them from Criterion, because I know they ship their stuff really good. So
yeah, they don't play around.
I don't know if I'd do Barnes & Noble. Johnny's seen my Arrow video order from Barnes & Noble and the box that they put that in.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky nothing came completely crushed. It was terrible. There was like one little piece of bubble plastic at the very top, and it was just a box just big enough to house the movies. I don't know if I trust Barnes & Noble with my steelbooks either, but
I don't trust Barnes & Noble shipping shit anymore. I just go behind the counter and take someone else's order.
These guys play games with their merchandise like me not wearing condoms ever in my entire life. Wild. They're wild throwing that shit out there. I mean, I'll play games with my dick, but never with a steelbook. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they're too expensive.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, a little penicillin will clear that gonorrhea right up, but how you gonna fix a dented steelbook?
We got our boy Brad in here. What is up, dude? This was about 6 minutes ago. We're always a few minutes behind, so I hope Brad's still hanging out. Unless he's going live. It's been a minute since he's went live.
It has been a minute since he's been live.
And he just randomly does it at like 12:30 in the morning. I'll be like going to bed, and all of a sudden it'll pop up and say 4K10 revival. I'm just like laying in bed, trying not to fall asleep, watching the boys talk about their new pickups. Let's see, I think you've been on there a time or two, haven't you, Jay?
Yeah, I've been on there a time or two. Always happy to hang with my mans.
Let's see. We got Jay Van Gool in here. What is up? Our channel member here. Thank you for being with us tonight. He likes to hang out and talk Criterion as well.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we got Princey Movies. Prince. Okay, yeah. We got a gamer, a cool kid, and a sensei. Don't mind if I do, man. Ghostwire is good. Yeah, I need to really check that back out, Prince. It was one of those ones that kind of got lost in the mix. We got Steve Moody in here. He is very popular on the Morning Mug. It says Coffee Man. Yeah, I think he took some inspiration with that. Okay, here we go. There are only 2,300 plus or minus US steelbooks from DVD to 4K. It's not as many as you would think. Plus, my imported steels are starting to add up now. Oh, only
2,300.
That's it.
Damn, that's like if I just went ahead and threw out my whole collection and started over and got every single one of them in steelbook, then I'd be right about there.
That's wild.
I think that's about how much is in my collection. It's been a while since I've done a count. And of course, like most of my movie friends, we all have stacks that need to be added to the shelves.
I got mine down below 400.
Yeah?
My stack of unwatched movies is sitting at like 393 right now.
Oh, my stack of unwatched movies is unknown, but I'm sure I just grabbed up another stack from the library today where they had them for $0.25 a piece, and I got some 4Ks and Blu-rays for $0.25 each.
Damn,
and I just got them because I got them.
My library got like 4 Blu-rays. I'm like, come on, y'all. They're living in 2002.
Dude, well, usually my library don't have anything. Like I went in there a few days ago and they had all their stuff. It had $0.25 on their thing. And the only thing they had there was like some DVDs that had printed case art. I was like, I don't want that shit. Even for TV shows, I don't want that. And today I had a delivery I had to drop off. And I went in there. I'm like, wait, somebody dropped off some Blu-rays and some of them are even sealed. Like somebody making some nice donations to the library. Mm-hmm. But I don't think my $1.50 really bought very many books. So I'm going to have to take some books and donate them. I got to give back because I got way too good of a deal on those. Johnny's seen the picture.
Yep.
It was way too good of a deal. We got our wonderful friend Tiana in the chat. How are you doing this evening?
I've been following Tiana on Instagram for like 7 years or some shit.
Yeah, she's
following her on Instagram for a long ass time.
Yeah, she's the famous one of my friend group.
Yeah,
and she's just so humbled about it.
Yep.
Oh, well, Prince says he will make it to your live stream tomorrow. Well, if you want to plug that, Johnny, what time is that?
My live stream is tomorrow at 7:30. April and I we're going to be showing off the crap that I picked up, and then we're going to be talking about April and her books, and then we're going to be following that up with a Q&A. You guys can ask us anything, and I'll try to answer it, and April will most surely answer it because I'll be beaten over the head with a frying pan.
7:30 p.m., right? That's 19:30? Okay. Just making sure. There must be a market for people streaming live early. You know what I mean? Like my wife gets up at 5 in the morning, some days 5:30. You know, she just like the silence and she can't stay up late. So like me, I'm a night owl. I enjoy silence at like 10:30, 11, 11:30, pop on my movies, jack off, shit like that. But wait, what? Anyway, I mean figuratively. I mean, you know, like, you know, you beat your meat, you spank your monkey, just figuratively, like, you know, you're sitting around on the couch playing with your balls. I don't mean literally. I mean like figuratively. But
Strum your filthies.
There must be a demand for people like streaming. Like I'm gonna get up and do the 6 a.m. stream, and you know I'm gonna catch those early birds like Jason's wife. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know.
Well, hey. So I'll also segue that into since he did that, we got Johnny. You got anything else coming up?
Oh, well, now that you've asked, Monday night, I'm going to be over on Mega Mike, the Movie Man's channel, and we're having this Criterion cage match. I'm going up against Vin, and Jeff there is going to be the judge. So I'm going to get my ass handed to me that evening. It's going to be a bloodbath. I'm going to show a title, and Vin's going to go, "Okay, fatty, beat you," and I'm like, "Yes, you did beat me." So
it's easy. Well, you keep your Criterion separated, so you at least have that much ready to go.
Yeah,
easy access. But I will say I have seen the wall that sits behind Vin, and there's a lot of Criterions back there. So
yeah, it's going to be over with in a hurry.
and he has sold me on, like, there are some Criterions that are on my shelf because he's sold me on adding them to my collection during sale times.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a very fun stream.
It'll be fun for you and him, not for me.
Jason, you got anything coming up? I know you did a random live stream the other night. That was awesome.
Yeah, I need to do more of those, honestly, because I feel like I riff live pretty well. And I have a production cycle that's like I labor over notes and look everything up and write stupid jokes, and then I edit. But I feel like the lives kind of help me with like just getting hours out there. So I need to do that more frequently, you know, more Friday nights.
Yeah, it's just straight fun, man. Like I just was having a blast hanging out in there.
Yeah, I love you.
You got anything coming up with anybody else or anything going on you want to promote?
This is it. This is the only live I got planned. Right on. Y'all know my number. Y'all can call me up and I can jump on live, but this is all I got planned. Just you guys.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything planned either. Well, actually that's a lie. I don't have anything planned. I got invited to a whole bunch of stuff in the next like week. Monday night I'm on Mega Mike's Judge and Johnny. I get to be judgmental.
Yep.
That'll be fun. And then on Tuesday night I will be hanging out in the chat on Bob's Blu-rays channel. We will be honoring our good friend Allie. So I do want to throw that out because everybody should be over there hanging out and celebrating that. And then Wednesday night I'm on Bob's channel for a game night. He's finally bringing back a physical media game night. My favorite thing to do with my movies is to use them for games, not to actually watch them. So.
Yeah, I avoided talking about that because I don't want to do that.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun! It's gonna be so fun. I'm very excited. I plan on hanging out backstage a lot because I think it's one of those ones where he's going to be kicking us off the stream if we lose type of deal. So I'll probably be hanging out backstage a lot. And I think that's pretty much it that I really have planned coming up. I do have a Virtual Boy review coming out. So everybody that's been asking for video game content, I do have that coming out. I've just been playing it so I could have
wild,
honest reviews about it. Oh, dude, it's so cool. And you don't need a Switch 2 to play it. You can do it on a Switch 1 even.
No shit.
So I suggest
everyone back in the day. That's like the only Nintendo system I never had was the Virtual.
Me too, but my older stepbrother did, and I got to play it one time before he traded it off for a Mongoose bike. And I see kind of why he did trade it off, but me as the nerd, I'd probably still have it if I would have got it when I was that age because I would have kept it. I'm a big 3D VR guy anyway.
I can't believe they're like, we are getting so close to the bottom of like the bedrock of this nostalgia mining that we've been doing for the last like 8-10 years. Nintendo's like, what else can we bring back?
I mean, I get that, but it was perfect for somebody like me because it was just last summer that my retro store got one in, and I was doing everything I could to try to figure out how to get it in my hands. And they wanted $300 for just the headset, and then they wanted to sell the games individually, even the one that came with the headset. So to get like the headset and 2 games, it was like $450. And I was like, well, if Nintendo, maybe Nintendo will do something for us. And lo and behold, kind of wished it into existence.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And you can do it with your old Google Cardboard glasses. Like you don't need new glasses or anything. If you have some of them old ones sitting around from years ago, you just throw your Switch in that bad boy, and there you go. It's pretty fun for, novelty purposes. I say that, but I've actually played about 3 or 4 hours of it already. It only makes your eyes bleed for a little bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Van Gool says he's found steelbooks from a guy selling them on Marketplace for $9 each.
That's not bad.
Hey, my dude, I need you to send me that guy's information because for $9, I'll buy a whole wall of steelbooks. See. Oh, she wants to know more about April's books. Is she doing some stuff? She's going to talk about some books on your channel tomorrow night on the live stream?
Yeah, she's going to be talking, I guess, some of the books that she's picked up, and she's like really super excited because she has actually gotten she tied in with some authors have reached out to her and sent her some stuff to I guess kind of like when like some of us get like review copies and stuff like that. Yeah. That's what they send her, and she's reading all this stuff and posting it. I mean, she's actually gotten in touch with some of the authors. They've even mailed her stuff and stuff like that. She's going to talk about that stuff.
Oh, that's very awesome and super exciting. I mean, but books were the first physical media.
Mm-hmm.
So without books, we don't have movies. So yeah. I love it. I love it. That should be a lot of fun.
Hieroglyphic tablets were the original physical media. old Sanskrit and cuneiform.
Yeah, but they weren't as easy to take with you.
They wrote Hammurabi's code down in cuneiform on a stone tablet, and they baked that shit, and that was the original physical media.
See, Jeff, you'd know that if you saw Ben-Hur.
Yeah, you would, which you would know if you watched Ben-Hur.
Oh, he said you got banned from his channel. You failed too many drug tests. We'll be sure to get it back one day.
Oh, I always like getting popped. You know what I mean? I feels like, I don't know. I'm trying to get some results. You know, you take a drug test, like,
You're like there is a test that I can pass.
I want that shit coming out like neon, like glowing and shit like that. You know?
Hey, there's a chart that we have at work that says that if you're glowing like that, you may need to see a doctor.
Yeah. Word.
They're very particular in the Postal Service about making sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And B vitamins, like if you take a bunch of B vitamins, it'll turn your pee like Mountain Dew.
Damn. Well, I drink enough Mountain Dew for that already. So
yeah.
We got Holland in the chat, so now it's an official stream. Yep. It can start. Pinky's up, he said. Let's see if we got anybody else in here. What's everyone's #1 movie title to come to Criterion 4K this year? Most wanted. Okay. We will get to that in just a little bit, Brad. That is part of our topic.
Just to specify that, so for like to answer that question, is that shit I hope Criterion does that they haven't announced yet that's like out there in the ether? Or is that like stuff that they've announced so far that I'm most excited about? Like, what's the title that they've announced?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
because
a different answer because I could get wild on the latter question, but or on the former question. But if it's the latter, then you know, obviously it's based and grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Kal-El in here. What is up, dude? Nice.
What's up,
I don't see him popping around in streams too often. But then again, I'm in a lot of like super late streams. So, and I know that he goes to bed pretty early. Hey, yeah, there it is. That one is on the Criterion streaming channel. It can get a release.
Yeah.
It can.
I have heard people talk about how it's on their streaming channel and therefore maybe they've had a bunch of stuff on their streaming channel that they didn't have the physical rights to that then wound up getting published by somebody else. I mean, they had The House by the Cemetery is actually that's how I saw that film for the first time. Was I had the Criterion channel like years ago. I've had it for a long time. And I think the first time I ever watched House by the Cemetery was on there. And obviously they didn't wind up doing the physical because I don't see Criterion. Like I was surprised the first time I ever like booted the channel and looked at all the different playlists and the curated shit they got. I'm like, y'all got Fulci on here? Like y'all are way too good for like their channel. Talk about like slumming it. Like their actual print line of like actual physical media, that's like Pinky's out. But on the channel, they're just like, we have to be on the channel.
They're like,
it's like Hog Hunt Thursday on
we
the
have
channel.
a different level. They're like, we have a different level of class for our streaming service, but all of this is still good. It's still good.
Yeah, apparently they only apply the criteria to the stuff they put on physical media. There ain't no criterions at all for the shit they put on streaming. They'll stream anything.
Like that's the only place where you can watch a Tom Green film and a Louis Buñuel film.
Wow.
That's the only place.
Talk about double feature. I'm gonna watch some fucking Francois Truffaut and Tom Green.
What's up, guys? Trading a Virtual Boy for a bike is wild to think about now. It really is. But you know what, though? That Mongoose have 4 pegs on it. He had pegs in the front and pegs in the back. And you could do all kinds of cool tricks on it. I wouldn't have traded it for a bike. But that's just me. Like I said, I was always a nerd.
Daddy on date night.
So, Cal, there is a rumor that that's going to be one of the next things coming to the Switch 2 is Dreamcast games. So
that'll be lit.
Sega Dreamcast.
My fingers are crossed for that because I'd love to get some Crazy Taxi on there.
Shit.
Oh, Corey's out driving, listening to us.
Yeah.
Don't laugh too hard. You might wreck.
Yeah,
so be careful.
We need you getting into an accident already.
Wear your seatbelt, dog.
All right. So somehow I was able to get caught up to the stream. All right. So usually our first topic would be new additions to the collection, but I think we all order the same way, and there was no February flash sale for 50% off this year. So none of us got anything, right?
Yeah, nothing
all
new.
Right.
I buy Criterions twice a year.
Yeah. I buy Criterions 2, maybe 3 times, depending on if I can hit that flash sale on their website as well. But that's I was going to try to make sure I do that now that we're doing this monthly type of deal. But they did a 30% off, and that's not good enough for me.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, the 30%. I
can get 30% off on Amazon all day long.
I don't roll over in bed for 30% off.
No. 30% off is the regular Amazon price of Criterion most of the time.
Yeah.
So we'll roll right over that into the recent announcements.
Yeah.
So I know they just did the May announcements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And there was a Kurosawa film, right? Straw
Stray
Dogs?
Dog. Stray Dog.
Stray
The
Dogs.
Straw Dog is another Criterion film, but that's a Sam Peckinpah film.
Okay.
Straw Dogs and Stray Dog. That's your double feature. You got to
Yeah.
watch Straw Dogs.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just like one consonant off. Otherwise, they're the same movie.
So I've never seen either one. So I'll keep those ones in my wish list. My wish list
Stray
is
Dog, I
ever
think,
growing.
Toshiro Mifune, Akira Kurosawa, fairly early Kurosawa. I think it's 49. So he did that before he did Seven Samurai and Yojimbo Sanjuro. A lot of the movies that he's known for, he did through the 50s and the 60s. So this was a fairly early one, I think, in his oeuvre.
Now, is it like those? Like, is it a samurai style film?
No, it's set in then modern Japan. So like it's set in 1949. It would have been modern for somebody watching it when it was new. So he does have a few. Kurosawa did. I mean, he's known for his samurai shit, his period pieces that were set like, hundreds of years ago in feudal Japan. But he does have several films, including another one that's quite popular called High and Low, The Bad Sleep Well. I showed you guys The Bad Sleep Well last time. So he's got another like handful of films that were contemporaneous to when they were released. So they were set in kind of like then modern Japan.
Okay.
And this is one of them. Stray Dog is one of them, kind of post World War II Japan, just pretty much immediately post World War II Japan. So should be a good 4K. Now
that was the only one that I kind of noticed because I've heard people talk about it before, and of course, Kurosawa. So that was like that one was the only one that seemed like a big deal besides Body Heat. And I've never seen Body Heat either, but I recognized it. You know what I mean? Those were the two for the month that I recognized.
Yeah, that artwork, dude.
Yeah.
That is some like rub both nipples artwork. That's not just one nipple. That's both nipples rubbing that artwork.
And we've been lacking for some good artwork for Criterion for a little while. They've been doing some really bad artwork.
They've been doing potato artwork, man.
So those were the only two that I kind of knew.
They've been hiring the kids at Whitney High to do their damn artwork.
And I haven't heard anybody talk about anything else except for I have heard some people say Lenny is really good.
Yeah, okay, Lenny, I'm moderately excited about Lenny because biopic about Lenny Bruce, starring Dustin Hoffman. I'm in. I'm not familiar with that film, but I'm definitely down to check it out. That was like Body Heat is like whoa, like rub both nipples, but Lenny is also like, hey, let's not forget, let's let Lenny into the party as well because he might want to rub some nipples too.
and it's Bob Fosse. Bob Fosse did All That Jazz, and I think he did Cabaret as well.
Okay. See, like I said, it was kind of like a really big unknown month for me. I didn't know anything, and everything else still kind of looks
sentimental value, which will probably get best supporting actor for Stellan Skarsgård.
Is it a new film?
Yeah, it's up for for the Oscars this year.
Okay, so it's like a new release on Criterion at the same time. We don't get very many of those. We get maybe 3 a year sometimes. I think last year we got 3. So
they don't do a ton of that, but that's the thing about having a collection that's supposed to be like, these are the movies. You can't always tell when they're brand new,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you don't know that this is going to be a classic. You don't know what people are going to be saying about sentimental value in 20 years.
Yeah.
Kurosawa is a safe bet. You know what people have been saying about Kurosawa. That movie is 76 years old,
Well, you know what they'll say in 20 years? It's spine number whatever. Whatever spine number it is, it'll be that's what it'll be known for. So.
It's a great film. Oh yeah, what's the spine number? That's all I care about.
Yeah, but is it Criterion?
Yeah, so I didn't actually realize that was a new film. I hadn't seen that. Did that get a theater release last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that, like fall time or something maybe?
Probably October, November, because it's right. I think they released it like right around maybe for the Oscar push. Hell, I don't know. We didn't even get it here.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you guys didn't get it, I know I didn't get it. Like I said, sometimes I just miss some of them, but I don't even think that one was dangled in front of me to be missed.
I live in semi-rural Maine. We just got Snow White from 1937. Not even
Nice.
a remake.
Actually, I was
That sounds
way
like my
off.
theater.
It came out like United States December the 26th, but it was in the
Wow.
Cannes Film Festival in May of last year.
Oh, okay. So it was like an after Christmas
Very
film.
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me ask you guys a question here. Now, speaking of these recent announcements, what do you guys think about, what is your impression of Fresh Kill, or have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. The cover kind of reminds me of like a Clockwork Orange in a way.
Yeah. I will say that, like, of all of their announcements, I'm very interested in Body Heat. I think I've expressed myself in no uncertain terms. And then Lenny, I'm definitely very interested in as well. But Fresh Kill is the one that, like, could this be the dark horse? Because, like, honestly, they kind of turned, when I was reading about it, kind of turned me off. Like, these 4 words: disturbingly prescient ecofeminist parable. And I was like, ew. Yeah, I don't like any of those 4 put together. But then they go immediately into brainwave scrambling cyberpunk fantasia, which you can tell I like that. I'm into brainwave scrambling, currently. And so they're sort of getting me with the cyberpunk brainwave scrambling. The cover has those very saturated red and greens, very kind of complementary colors, the neon vibe of that. If this is some kind of cyberpunk shit, I don't know. Like, I think what I'm saying is I want to like Fresh Kill.
Well, it's from the 90s, right?
It is it's 94, I think, 94, 95, somewhere there.
94.
And so this is an era that, I mean, geez, man, this could be like a real darling.
I know it's on the Criterion channel. It gets on my list for that. So
okay,
I'm going to watch it there first.
yeah.
But now this is one that's not getting a 4K, which is kind of odd.
That is a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't like it when Criterion does that. I'll be honest with you. It is a 4K restoration. So like
next year they might upgrade it if it sells well on Blu-ray.
I highly doubt this will get a 4K.
Yeah, Criterion's pretty good about not doing it like a year later. They've waited a while. They wait.
I mean, I think Breakfast Club was one of the quickest turnarounds, and that was still 4.5 or 5 years.
Yeah,
for Breakfast Club. So still a good enough amount of time that anybody that bought it when it first came out shouldn't feel burned.
I don't trust Criterion either. I feel like at some point, Criterion, if they're not, I mean, at least they've got the channel. So if hypothetically physical media could go away and they would just kind of pivot all of their effort to the Criterion channel and try to make their money that way. But I feel like with a lot of these companies, and I think Criterion's included, even though they've got the channel, I still think they rely heavily on their physical media sales for their revenue. And certainly like Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, Kino, a lot of these are the same. Even if they are kind of in bed with different streamers and stuff like that, they still, physical media, they don't want it to go away. It's a big part of their revenue. So I feel like they release shit in Blu-ray, and then I'm just too trained at this point to expect that in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they're going to double dip. If for no other reason, then they need to have titles to release. They want to sell some shit that month. So it's kind of cynical of me, but when I see them release a Blu-ray, I'm just like, all right, well, like, I don't want to buy that because I think that they're just going to release the 4K at some point just because they need something to sell in the future. If it gets dystopian enough, I mean, everything's going to eventually come to 4K just because they need shit to sell.
I mean, that's my first thought too when I see a new Blu-ray release. I think we're just trained that way now because so many companies have got away with
double dip.
Here's a Blu-ray, 6 months later, here's a 4K. Like Warner Brothers have done it a handful of times.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm not going to pick up Primate when it comes out, because they just announced a Blu-ray, and I'm like, no.
Now is that Sony?
No, I think it's Paramount.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if it's Sony, they might actually just keep it to Blu-ray, because like Hard Eyes is still Blu-ray, and that's been over a year now. And you would think Sony of all companies would want to do a 4K, but maybe they just don't see a need for it. So weird.
So weird.
Everything needs a 4K.
I want 4K everything. I mean, I've said it before. I said it again. I want 4K everything. I want 4Ks of my family videos of me opening up Christmas presents in 1993. I don't give a shit.
And I don't
4K.
I don't mind Blu-ray debuts being in 4K combo packs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Like with what they did with Panic Room last year, the first time it got a Blu-ray was in that 4K steelbook.
Totally cool with that.
Okay, I'm totally fine with that. Well, what would they have saved having to produce it twice? Nothing.
I just, as long as I'm getting my 4K, I got no other complaints. I want my parents' sex tape in 4K. I ain't even gonna watch it. I just want it to exist in 4K with everything else.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight.
Oh.
I said I wasn't gonna watch it, probably.
Probably.
Now there are limits to what I want to see on 4K. As long as Cameron keeps his fucking hands off shit, then I'm okay with it. I'm still pissed about that True Lies 4K.
Yeah, ain't that some shit?
And it's sad because the Blu-ray doesn't look any better. It's the exact same version, just on a Blu-ray disc.
But if you complain about it, you're a nerd who lives in his mom's basement. So,
but you know what though, I will say, I still had the DVD when that came out, and it still leaks better than the DVD.
Oh, yeah.
I still have the DVD of True Lies.
Oh, I got rid of mine as soon as they made the announcement for 4K, and I'm like, all right, it's finally getting it. And then I saw it, and I'm like, I want my DVD back.
I was gonna go ahead and throw it in with it because when I found out it had a new transfer on the Blu-ray and on the 4K, I said, well, if they mess up this transfer like he's known to do, I might still want this DVD. Now I'll probably just I haven't done it yet, but I'll probably just throw the disc in with the 4K. I've been buying more cases that have more slots in them, so I can just combine cases and throw out the old DVD cases. Nobody needs the crusty cases, but the discs are all right for time to time. Every once in a while, there's a special feature still locked there too. Let's see. We got Trini in here, which she's been in here for a few minutes. Sorry about that. He might still be here. What's up, man? Pinky's up. Ikiru slaps too. Is that how you say that?
Ikiru? Yeah.
It's so damn good.
Is that on Criterion as well?
Yep. That was the first Kurosawa film I ever saw.
No shit.
Yeah.
My first one was Rashomon. So
I still haven't seen that.
It was good. It was really good. Like I liked it enough that I want to show it to people, and I'm not always about that. Like sometimes I like the movie, but I'm like I don't really want to share this movie with people. That one I did. Like Rashomon, I'm like, more people need to see this. Speaking of pervert, I liked the Eyes Wide Shut cover. You're the only one I know, Holland.
I don't think it was that bad.
It was okay.
Yeah, I don't have any major complaints about it.
I mean, the thing is I don't ever see the front of the movie. I see the spine. So as long as the spine is colorful and poppy, I don't really care. Yep. See, that's where I was getting at with that Blu-ray only release. It was a little funky.
No 4K, no care. You know it.
Oh, hey, we got Brian in here. What up, dude? Hey, I like VHS tapes, but Brian already knows that. So
yeah, Brian, I don't know, man. I busted his balls one too many times about the VHS tapes. I guess I didn't mean to. I love Brian.
Hey,
what was the nice shit I was saying about Brian earlier? He might not have been here to hear me say nice shit about him.
Hey, we was talking good on him. Hey, but I literally just bought a VHS like a week ago. I bought The Rock. But that's because I wanted to go home with the prom queen.
Yeah,
I had to have it.
But winners don't take her home. They don't go home with her.
No,
Yeah.
no,
That's
they
not
don't.
the verb that he used.
Nope, it's not.
That's not the verb
I-
he used.
I've been avoiding telling Brian this, but I did inherit a VHS player from my aunt. She made me take it. I wanted a piece of furniture. You know, it was like a rack it was badass. It has the glass, it's magnetic and shit. And my aunt is like, yo, if you want that, you got to take everything in it. And I was thinking like, yo, it's it's a tuner and a receiver and stuff like that. Man, she crammed a damn VHS player in there. I'm like, it doesn't even go in there. But I took the VHS player because I had to. And
It does now.
now you can buy new Lionsgate limited VHS tapes.
I don't even think about it. Not even think about it.
I could not believe that they announced Leprechaun on VHS. I'm like, there's been a Leprechaun VHS before.
There has been. Yeah, it's like, they say, what do they say? The past repeats itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
We're
I'm not
We're old enough to have witnessed it now.
So I bought the American Psycho one, but that's because there's never been American Psycho director's cut on VHS before.
Word.
That was a new release.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna buy something that I might stumble across for a quarter somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and it have the actual cover art that I like on it, the original one. So I'm not really sure why they're doing Leprechaun. Now that Steelbook 4K looks really cool.
Yeah. Are they going to do it with all of them though?
Probably, which is why I'm just gonna wait, because I bought the 7 movie set on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And for Leprechaun, that's kind of good enough. Like I bought the set, and then me and my wife sat down to start watching the Leprechaun movies, and we did the first 4 after we did In Space, and we never went to the hood with him. I just couldn't. I was done with it.
I liked the first one and the third one. That was about it.
1 and 3 were fun. Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw the third one. I know I saw the first one, but I'm not up on the Leprechauns. I'm afraid. It's not going to be out in time for St. Patty's Day, though, is it?
Probably not.
That's some shit right there.
Actually, no. When is St. Patty's?
St. Patty's Day is in March. It's like March 16th.
Oh, yeah. No, I think they announced it for May or something.
Exactly. They're like 2 months late.
None of these companies are doing this right.
No, actually, release date is March 17th.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yep.
There we go, Lionsgate. Way to go. I might actually buy that.
Wow, and that's actually a really quick announcement to turn around too. I'm gonna give it up to Lionsgate on that one.
Thank you very much, Lionsgate. I like it. Watch that shit for St. Patty's Day.
I was just thinking they were dropping the ball like the Ghost Keeper did.
Ghost Keeper let me down a little bit. I'm still sitting on that. It's right back behind me. It's still sealed in its wrapper, and there it will remain until mid-December or late December of this year, because I can't do it. I'm too autistic.
Hey, Brian, I love the True Lies 4K too, but that's just because the first time I watched it, we were watching it on my dad's big TV, and I could tell every single time when it wasn't Arnold, which was a lot more than I remember it being. That stunt double was used a lot in True Lies, and every time he was on the horse, and it was not a guy that looked anything like Arnold. I don't know how they got away with that shit in the 90s, but they did. I guess those VHS, they blended it really well together. Hey, the Terminator 4K and the Aliens 4K. Now, I haven't opened my Terminator yet, so I don't know.
Terminator looks pretty good. I'll say that.
I haven't opened mine
looks
yet.
so good, but Terminator 2 looks ass.
Now, see, and that's what sucks about Terminator 2, because they finally released Terminator 2 in an attainable way for me to get it in 3D, but I have to buy it in a double pack with the 4K, and I don't want the 4K, and it's way more money than I'm willing to pay. And it's if I just got the 3D for $35, I'd be happy, but they want $55, and I don't want that disgusting 4K. I don't need it. I just want the 3D.
I've just heard nothing but bad things. I've got it. I've had the Terminator 2 4K for a long time. I just haven't watched it, but
it doesn't look good.
That hurts me to hear, because I just remember being 11 years old or whatever, and this movie was coming out, and they were hyping it on TV. I must have seen a million Terminator 2 commercials, and I was like, yo, Mom, Dad, I need to see this movie. And Man, I just remember them being like, hell no, you little dick, it's rated R. Like, get out of here. I was like, I don't give a shit. But man, when I finally saw that movie, dude.
Like the fake that
That was the night I became a
all
man.
all the fake parts look more fake. Like it's so hard to watch the semi scene, you know, the semi scene going down the down the water dam.
Yeah.
It's so hard to watch that scene now because you see you see all the imperfections. And it doesn't make any of the good stuff look any better. Like they fell flat with the 4K restoration on that one, like badly.
Let's see.
Because there's so much that could look so good with T2, you know? Like I love that movie, and
I love that movie.
I would just rather watch the Skynet edition Blu-ray.
Dude, when I was like 11, that was like the height of cinema. Like I never thought that movie would be equaled. I'm thinking like, man, I'm 11. I might live to be, I don't know, 75, 80, 85. I could live like my grandparents, all my grandparents lived a long ass time, and both my parents are still alive. I could go to a fucking 103. And I was like, dude, I'm 11 and Terminator 2 is done. It's in my past now. I've seen it 18 times because I watched it 18 times in one weekend. And it's like, I'm just done with movies now. Nothing else is ever going to compare.
Well, and
Jurassic Park came out.
It was easy to watch. It was easy to watch Terminator 2 like 18 times in a weekend as well, because what some of these younger generations don't remember is, you know, back in the 90s, USA Network would just play T2 back to back to back to back to back, and we'd sit there and ride right along with it and watch it all weekend long.
Dude, I rocked a VHS. Man, I used to have T2 shit. I remember I was my parents sold their house that they lived in for a long time in Atlanta, and that was, you know, last summer, and I had to clear the last of my shit out of there. I had some boxes of like really old kid shit that I just, you know, I don't need as an adult. Old shit, like baseball cards from like 1987 and shit. And I found inside one of these boxes as I'm going through it, and I'm throwing some of the stuff away, and then some of the stuff like Brad will tell you, like 4K will tell you, like I'm messed up in the head. So like I gotta hang on to a lot of shit. And I found some Terminator 2 cards, like the little like baseball, like trading cards. But I found a stack like it was definitely like at least one JCL, maybe two JCLs in thickness. And man, I was like, dude, I had Terminator 2 cards. I was all about that movie.
Hell yeah. Dude, T2 is awesome. I do love that one.
That was a like cultural event for my little ass.
Wow. We got Stacy in here this evening. Good evening, Stacy.
What's up, Stacy?
When will there be Memoirs of an Invisible Man special edition? I don't know, but we need it, damn it. Like that's like the one Carpenter movie that's just you can't find it. You can't get it.
You know who's gonna do it, and they're gonna do the Blu-ray only.
They probably
like they did with Fletch for some reason.
Yeah.
They probably will, which sucks because that would mean that it's like the only Carpenter that's not getting that 4K love.
I know.
We don't need the Ward, but Memoirs of an Invisible Man would be nice.
And I just want Carpenter just to do the commentary where he does nothing but shits on Chevy Chase.
I would love
that. Would be great. That would be great.
I would love to hear that.
Lionsgate needs to release VHS that have never made the format like The Descent. See, that's what I agree with. That's why I bought the American Psycho. Actually, the American Psycho VHS is the only thing that Lionsgate Limit has gotten my money for. I've not bought anything else from them.
No shit.
Because I just
Tarantino steelbooks.
No, I did the Tarantino slipcovers. Every one I ordered standard started coming with slipcovers, and I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna stay on that trajectory.
Yeah.
I liked the Kill Bill slipcovers, and then I ordered like Reservoir Dogs got the slip, and I already had the slip for Pulp Fiction. So, and then Inglourious Bastards, I'm like, I'm just gonna get them all in slips. I'm a simple man.
Yeah,
I don't need them steel books.
Cool.
Jeff Johnny J, you are in Spinning Teacup for 1.5 hours. What movie you watch?
So I need a 90-minute movie. It can be anything.
Ben-Hur, it's 4 hours. Give me Give me 2.5 extra hours in that damn spinning teacup. I'm throwing up. First of all, one thing about getting older they don't really tell you is you can't handle moving anymore without getting dizzy. Like you stand up too fast, you're gonna get dizzy. Like my shit is just like my kids like spin me, daddy, and I'm like, oh, like you don't know, I'm about to throw up on you. So like I'll be spinning my kids and I'll do like 2 revolutions and be like, all right, I'm done. Like daddy needs to sit down, man. I'm dizzy, kid. The room is spinning.
Hey, I'm gonna have a simple answer, and it's pretty obvious. I'm just gonna choose ICP's movie. It runs about 90 minutes. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh in between throwing up. It should be a fun time.
Shit.
Johnny's like, I'm fine.
I'm looking. Damn it. All right, so I'm going to be in this teacup, it's basically a centrifuge. I'm going to have my eyes closed, which means it's going to be something that I don't want to see. So it'll be fucking killer goats.
There you go. There you go.
Shit.
Brian says Titanic on 4K looks amazing. You know, and I would have bought that. I've seen it listed now where it comes with just the 4K and it's pretty cheap now. I didn't need it with all the Blu-rays and all that. So I might grab it now that it comes with just the 4K disc. But when I sit down to watch Titanic, it's an event anyways because of how long it is. I just put on the 3D glasses and watch it in 3D. I have it on 3D, so for me, I don't feel a need to upgrade to 4K on that one.
You start to notice shit in it. I've seen it in 4K.
notice anomalies.
Yeah. The plastic shit, the DNR, the grain scrubbing. That Cameron's.
That's the complaint I hear about all of his 4Ks is DNR. Yep. Is that they do the digital grain removal.
Now, see, I noticed something really bad with some DNR the other day, and I hadn't heard nobody talk about it. I just found thrifting for like $1 or $2. I can't remember which place I got it at, but it was no more than like $2. I bought the Water Boy on Blu-ray. Super out of print Blu-ray, super hard to find now. It's Disney Buena Vista. It'll probably never get a 4K, but damn, that movie needs a new restoration. They DNR'd it so bad. There's times that look like they're on green screen when you know that they're not on green screen. Like they're out there on the actual football field. Like he's standing by the water bench. They did not green screen that, but he looks like he's green screened because they DNR'd around him so much to try to like edge it out that it looks like a paper mache cut of him. You know what I mean? Like it's bad. It's bad. And then I don't know. There's no grain in it except for when there is CGI, and then the grain is like superimposed. But there's a lot more CGI in that movie than I remembered. But I watched it for my comfort movie this week, and it's still comforting. It's very funny. But Disney will not probably ever let that come to 4K. That Blu-ray is probably where Waterboy lives and dies.
That's too bad.
It's way too like not PC for today's culture. And it straight up has Disney previews on the Blu-ray, so it's definitely all like Disney owned.
Yeah, it's nice because I was trying to explain. It's funny that you mentioned that because like 2 days ago, maybe even 24 hours ago, I was trying to explain to my 6-year-old the "You Can Do It" guy from the. She lacks the cultural context for that, and I remember saying something to her like "You can do it," and she's like, "What? What?" And I was like, "Oh, it's from a movie."
And it's crazy because, like, for the most part, Adam Sandler still throws that in most of his movies.
Yeah,
like Rob Schneider gets a little cameo and says it in just about every movie. And from my understanding, it's just so he can cut Rob Schneider a check.
Yeah,
he likes helping his friends.
Nice guy. He's from New Hampshire too.
I'll be his friend.
Yeah, he gives you a Maserati.
I'd wreck it pretty quick. I'd be having way too much fun. Leprechaun in the Hood is classic, actually one of the better ones. Hey, I like Leprechaun in the Hood or Leprechaun, but I just never did make it to In the Hood. Like I said, we watched the first 4 of them for like St. Patty's Day last year, maybe, or the year before, and I just after 4 of them, I was kind of burned out. And there's 7 or 8 of them now. That's bad.
With the reboot and everything.
Yeah, that's bad. I can make it through Scream easier than I can Leprechaun. That's real bad. Get that high tension 4K steelbook from Lionsgate, Jeff. Live it up. Nah, I got high tension from Second Sight.
Yeah.
And it's not the chunky box, but I really like Second Sight standard editions too. When you start getting a few of their standard editions lined up, their spines look really nice together. And when you get their standards, you still get all the special features because they pack it all in on the same 4K disc. So I know it's a must, but if it comes with a wavy slip cover, they won't replace that, and then I'd just be like mad that I spent that much money on it.
I gotta agree with Brian though. I mean, it's 4K steelbook is pretty pimp tight for high tension. Love that movie.
Yeah, but you have seen on their website where they say if you have like a wavy slip cover or a dent in your steelbook, they won't replace it because that's considered minor cosmetic damage.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but if I'm going to pay what they want for their steelbooks on there, I want it to be pristine.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, I sometimes reflect on how pedantic some people must be about certain, really minor things. Like what's minor is subjective and what's minor to me might differ than what's minor to you guys. But I mean, there's some stuff that you just, like you have to overlook, but I don't know. There's some stuff that's egregious. Like you see those Amazon steelbooks that are just crushed to shit.
I mean, I've been in Orbit and dug through their what they call dented not scratch, but like dented damaged. Yeah. And there's things in there where I'm like, what's damaged about this? Yeah. And I see like a little corner. I'm like, oh, well, I can save $8. And I don't even, and I wouldn't even notice it once I actually took it out of the shrink wrap and put it on the shelf because it's going to be the piece that faces the back of the shelf. Yeah. But I can save myself $8 and still get everything. Like, so I get that. But like, if I'm going to pay the full premium price,
yeah, I gotta agree.
I want that full premium product.
Don't send me some shit that's dented.
Yeah.
I paid you $50. They sell it as a limited edition. They charge limited edition prices. Don't tell me, oh, well, it's just the steelbook part when it's just the packaging when it shows up damaged. Like, fuck you. Yeah. I paid $50 because of the packaging.
Yeah. And I just can't get behind that. I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, and it sucks too, because they have like, that's where all the Vestron videos are now.
Yeah, they're exclusive there. I used to be able to get Vestron wherever, but now it's Lionsgate only.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I don't love about Lionsgate Limited is just the fact that they don't sell anywhere else. Like even Vinegar Syndrome, I can get at Bull Moose, but you never see. There's just, which is a shame because some days I'd like to go into Bull Moose and like trade in some shit and buy a Lionsgate Limited, but
Yeah, I mean, well, I think Lionsgate should maybe start trying to do some of that retail partnership stuff. There's plenty enough retailers out there doing it now for us that they could pick 3 different places to give partnerships to, and like you can go to these 3 different retailers because I know there's one for the Midwest. We know we got one on the West Coast, and we got an East Coast one. Just kind of give a retailer in each region some sort of stock.
You got to think they'd make a little bit more if they were selling on Diabolic and Orbit and stuff, because you could go to Orbit,
the movie room,
you get a Arrow, a VS, and the Lionsgate Limited. It doesn't just have to be, I got to go get Lionsgate Limited and I got to buy like 3 things to get 4 things to get free shipping. They're egregious with their free shipping too.
And I'm not always wanting to buy that many Lionsgates at one time to get
I just
free
want
shipping.
one.
But if I can mix it up with like, oh, I wanted this new Arrow and this new Criterion this month too, bundle it all together, then I don't mind eating, a little bit of that Criterion price sometimes either.
That's
that's the thing that stinks, man. I miss retail. He said, amazing, you made it to space, but not the hood, such distance. Well, I'll make it to the hood. Maybe we'll watch To the Hood and Back to the Hood this year and go from there. Because at least I know where I stopped was in space, and maybe that's a good jumping off point to go back into them. What warehouse steals? all come somewhat damaged. Yes, I
Yeah.
have seen that, and I'm really waiting to see some of them people that got that Rambo set, because there were less than 100 or something like that were available. I want to see how badly they come damaged. I also find it funny that they put those up for the warehouse sale and then like immediately announced they were redoing all of them. So like they're all getting new 4Ks. Which is great for me because I think I only have Last Blood and Rambo 3 anyways. So I'll just wait for my Rambos with Dolby Vision. That's probably what it'll be. And you're welcome, Stacy. Thanks for being here this evening. We got our good buddy Jerry, Uncharted Tombs. What is up, my dude?
What's up, Jerry?
Don't watch Origins. You don't need that in your life. If that's the one that has the WWE logo on it, I probably wasn't going to watch it anyways, because I don't watch WWE movies unless John Cena's in it or The Rock. Every once in a while, The Rock if it's a comedy movie. I don't take The Rock serious anymore, but I can take him in a comedy. He's pretty funny. Like I like him with Kevin Hart and stuff. So that's about where I stick with WWE movies. I ain't watching them if I don't have to. All right. So we will get into what we watched. Who wants to go first? Jason, you want to talk about Paper Moon?
I'd love to.
I watched Strap In.
Strap in, everybody. I watched Paper Moon and I got thoughts. I like the movie a lot. I was not aware that this was set in the 30s. So this is a film from 1973. I wasn't entirely sure where it was set, in time, but I think it's set in 36. It's set in 1936-ish, plus or minus a year. So sue me. But it really does evoke the screwball comedy, the films of the 30s, which is an era that I love. Almost as much as I love the 80s and the 90s, I love the 1930s for film. And I love the screwball comedies of that era. I love The Thin Man, The Awful Truth, anything Cary Grant has ever touched. I love it. Myrna Loy, William Powell, God, my man Godfrey. I mean, I could go on. So the fact that they set this in the 30s and then they evoked the style with the framing. I mean, for a 1973 film, this was just about a 4:3 aspect ratio. It was a little bit wider, but it wasn't widescreen by any means. You still had letterboxing on the sides, which you almost never get in a modern production unless, you're watching something from back in the day. That's the only time you ever see letterboxing on the sides, because it's a 4:3 aspect ratio. So it was a little bit wider than that, but the black and white, the 4:3 aspect ratio, and then just the style of the film, the dialogue, the way the characters interacted with each other, it really did feel like a throwback in the best of ways to the 1930s. This is where I'm going to get a little spoilery, so put your ears in your fingers in your ears and go la 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 if you've never seen Paper Moon. I messed that up. Anyway, so for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to spoil the shit out of Paper Moon. So you both have seen Paper Moon. That's why you made me watch it.
Yes.
As I recall. So, obviously he's a con man. He takes her in. He's supposed to be driving her to her aunt and uncle's to deposit her with her next of kin, because her mother has died and her father is who knows. Nobody knows who her daddy is, because her mama was a hoe for show. Anyway, did you really write hoe for show? She was a hoe. You wrote she was hurting for a squirting. Anyway, her mom was a hoe for show, and nobody knows who her daddy is. And so Mose, who is quite likely her daddy, takes her on a road trip. So it's kind of a road movie, but then it's also kind of a con movie because he's a con man. What he does is he looks at the obituaries. He finds somebody who's recently died. He goes and visits their next of kin with a Bible, the cheap Bible that he printed with their name on it. And he pretends like he doesn't know they died, and he was delivering the Bible that they ordered some month earlier or whatever. And the people always buy the Bible and so adding the little girl who looks a lot like his daughter, he would pretend like she was his daughter, and it enhanced the con. They felt even worse for him, so they would give him more money. This was during the Depression, so he's wheeling and dealing. He's a con man, but he's not living really large. He's kind of a small time con man. And as as I've sat with the film, I watched it several weeks ago now, and I watched it with my wife. She loved it, by the way. Great date night movie, like low key, great date night movie because it's not a romantic comedy, but it's like family, and it felt good in the end. I mean, it's not a cynical film at all. It's actually kind of a hopeful film because, you know, in the end, Addie runs after him after he drops her off at the aunt and uncle's. He's like, see ya, bitch. And then she runs after the car. And he's like, what are you doing here? I don't want to see you ever again. And she's like, you're taking me with you. And begrudgingly, he ends up accepting her, taking her with him. And I think that's a really key point to the plot of Paper Moon, because throughout the film, he's doing these short cons, these little cons to make a little money. And Addie is helping him. But we see how genius, how devious her genius really is when she's got to get rid of that Trixie Delight character, the Trixie Delight that was like leeching off of Moe's and spending all their money.
Madeline Kahn.
Yeah, she was working a con on Moe's, and he was like completely unawares. But we saw that the level of effort that Addie goes to like get rid of her, almost mob style, like get her out of the picture. She goes, it's Machiavellian. She goes through all these, and it's quite a con, and she pulls it off. Addie pulls this huge con off to get rid of this bitch, to get her out of the picture. And the purpose of that, honestly, it's very entertaining, but the purpose of that is to show us the kind of like scheming that Addie is doing. Addie's not about the money per se. She's about a longer term. Her con is a longer term survival or security. Her whole con is getting Mose, as the Mose character, to accept her as his daughter, which he does in the end, even if it's begrudging and it's not official. Like, okay, I'm admitting you're my daughter. When she took that picture and she left that shit on the front seat on purpose, he drops her off at the aunt and uncle's. The aunt and uncle's stomping on the Bible not 5 minutes later, and she's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. She planned that shit the whole time is what I'm trying to say. She leaves the picture on his seat, so he's seeing it. He's feeling a little sentimental. When she comes running back, he's not going to like do a backflip, but he is like begrudgingly. He's like, fine, you can join me. And they start chasing the car into their future. And in that moment, he like fully accepts like the permanent role of her father figure. He's probably her dad, but even if he's not, he's her dad now. And so she works along the whole course of that movie. She works a long con on him. And that's the actual point of the movie. And I loved it. I loved it for that.
Yeah, it was good. So like I knew it going in because my mom told me, but that they're actually father and daughter in real life.
Yeah. Tatum O'Neal and Ryan O'Neal he plays Mose. He's the adult. Yeah. Tatum O'Neal is the daughter. They are actual father and daughter in real life. But let me tell you something, y'all. If y'all don't know about Ryan O'Neal, y'all need to look this dude up. Read his Wikipedia. This shit will blow your mind, dude. The stuff that he got into makes me look like a Boy Scout. And I am an Eagle Scout, but Ryan O'Neal was into some freaky shit. He had more than one kid, not just Tatum. Tatum had brothers as well. He did crack with his son when his son was 11. He got so drunk at Farrah Fawcett's funeral that he hit on Tatum O'Neal. He didn't realize she was his daughter, and he hit on her. That's messed up, dog.
So she was probably smoking for real then in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
I mean, she was smoking them cigarettes like it wasn't the first time.
She was a funny character, you know. She's sitting there in bed, listening to the radio, smoking a cigarette, looking like my grandma ass. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're like a 77-year-old lady right now. You're like my grandma was in like 1998. I would go over to visit, and she'd be listening to a radio like she'd never heard of a television before. I'm like, Johnny Carson is on the television these days. So Paper Moon, high recommendation from me. If you're on the fence about Paper Moon, you're out there, you can take your fingers out of your ears. Now, if you're on the fence about Paper Moon, let me push you over the edge. Go buy Paper Moon next time it's on sale. Next 50% off sale, go get it.
And keep your eye out because at one point it was on Amazon for like 75% off.
Yeah.
I think some people I know got it for like $16 or $17.
I did. That's exactly how I got it. I saw it go down. I was like, dude, I was like 17. It was like $17. It was like for a Criterion 4K.
And it's a really good movie too. And there's some really good special features on that thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the special features yet, but I'm gonna be rewatching this with the Peter Bogdanovich, the director, did a commentary, and so I'll be watching that.
Yeah, the only reason why I picked that up last year, year before last, because Jeff got it, and I'm like, all right, so I'll go ahead and give it a shot. And I picked it up and I put it in, and I'm like, this is, I like Peter Bogdanovich. I love the Last Picture Show, and I was always on the fence about watching this, and so when Jeff got it, Jeff said he liked it. I'm like, all right, I trust Jeff, so I picked it up, put it in. I'm like, I still can't get past Ryan O'Neal and what he did in Barry Lyndon. I can't get past that. His shitty
Wait, is he in Barry Lyndon?
Yeah. He's in Barry. Yeah, he's like the main character.
Okay.
He's got that.
I haven't seen it yet, but it is on my watch list this year.
But yeah, would you give it? Would you put it on Letterboxd?
I did not. I don't understand Letterboxd, so
you don't understand an app.
Yeah, it's difficult for me sometimes. I got kicked in the head by a mule. I got extra chromosomes.
So I only use Letterboxd to track what I watch, so that way I don't fall into the slump of watching the same movie a dozen times in a year. Yeah. Like sometimes I'll do that. Like I'll just keep putting my comfort movie on. If you let me, I'll watch Halloween every month. But I don't have time for that, I need to broaden my horizons. So I use Letterboxd to make sure I don't overwatch something. Like I watched me and my wife are watching through all the Scream movies right now to get ready for Scream 7. And I went to put Scream 4 in there and realized I watched it with my dad like 2 weeks after Christmas. Like at the beginning of the year, he was watching it. I showed up and it was like 5 minutes in. I logged out on Letterboxd and counted it. I'm like, well, I watched all but the first 5 minutes. That counts. And I totally forgot, but I'm like, okay, I'm doubling up already. But I try not to do that too often. That's what I use Letterboxd for. The ratings are more so for myself, so I can kind of have an idea as to. Because by the time I watch like nine Freddy movies, which one's my favorite?
Yeah.
My favorite's the original Nightmare, but still, like when you start getting into sequels and stuff, I gotta have low ratings for that. I don't really care if anybody else ever sees my reviews on there.
So is it like 5 stars or is it like 10 out of 10?
It's 5 stars, but you can do 4 half stars.
Yeah,
I give it a 4 too. Yeah, I think it's a solid 4. If we were rating out of 10, I would have given it a little higher than an 8. Because 4 times 2 is 8. I might give it like a 4.1, or 4.2. So it comes out in the mid 8s. Because really, I think it was better than an 80. It's definitely better than an 80. I think this film easy B+. So it's in the high 80s for me, I think.
I gave it a 4.5, but I'm a little more forgiving for bad films. So I guess I'm like way generous to too.
I thought it was a great film. I mean, we're on the harsh rating when we're rating out of 10. There's no 10s really. I mean, there might be 1 or 2, but it's not a common thing at all. So you start hitting the 9s, you're really talking about like that's the S tier right there. It's movies hitting 9s. There's nothing to be ashamed about it to be a high 8.
Yeah, and I think this one fits up there. I mean, I think anybody that says it's a 4, anywhere from 4.5, I think that they watched the same movie we watched.
Yeah,
and got the same thing out of it we got, because that's about where it is. I think.
I like that it wasn't an overly sentimental film too. I don't think I mentioned that. With the father-daughter thing, even if he's like a father figure, I think with a lot of modern movies, especially the Oscar bait shit, they really lean into the schmaltz on that type of relationship in a film like this. And I like the fact that they kept it really well balanced. There is a little bit of sentimentality there, but then it's not overly cynical. It's not. I don't actually regard it as a very cynical film at all, especially with how it ended. Very like hopeful and kind of upbeat, at least about their relationship. I thought they did a good job like balancing this thing. You know,
Yeah.
like the Thanos meme. It balanced as all things should be.
I like that. We got Eli in here. What's up, dude?
What's up, Eli?
10 years ago, but gotta say what's up to our dude. He's always in here telling everybody to like button, hit them like buttons, and come subscribe to us. I'm sure he's gotten every one of us an extra subscriber.
Maybe.
Unpopular opinion. I love Barry Lyndon.
Oh,
Wait, that's
I love
unpopular
Barry.
opinion.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I've heard a lot of people say they like it.
Oh, I love Barry
Who
Lyndon.
doesn't like it?
It's definitely like it's in my upper tier of Kubrick films.
Yeah. It's like my top. It's in my top 3 favorite Kubrick films.
Yeah, I would definitely.
And that's my journey this year. As I'm watching every Kubrick film, but I'm starting from his last film, going back to his first film.
Okay.
So I watched Eyes Wide Shut, and then it's going to go backwards all the way to his first one. And I need I think I need to get 2 more of his films to have them all to be able to do it.
You need to text me before you watch Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, I've not seen that one, and I don't have it either. That's one of the ones that I'm hoping I can get on.
That's my favorite one. That's the best. In my opinion, that's the height. And Stanley Kubrick, I mean, what am I going to say bad about Stanley Kubrick, right? But Dr. Strangelove, like that's the one for me. Like that's
I don't have that one, and I don't have Lolita.
Yeah, that one I think Lolita. I think they all. Barry Lyndon got a 4K. Dr. Strangelove, I believe, got a 4K. Although it wasn't Criterion that did it.
No, Warner Brothers did that one.
Yeah, that's some shit right there.
Yeah, it's stripping it of its spine number.
I know, man. I want that on 4K from Criterion. But yeah, Dr. Strangelove is a good one. I'll pop it in with you and we'll watch it together.
Jay is only 2 away from 800. 2 of you need to go over there to Jay's and hit the button. I mean,
hit that button.
If you're in this stream and you're not subscribed to
log into your alt, bro. What are you doing?
Both, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Log into your alt. The 800th subscriber gets to have a night with my wife. Not that kind of night. She's just gonna do what she does to me, and she's gonna bust your balls all night, tell you your favorite movies suck, your hobby is dumb, and definitely not gonna be
he was like, it's not gonna be a fun night.
It ain't gonna be a fun night, but you're gonna get a night with my wife. You're gonna get what's gonna happen is the next morning you're gonna appreciate my position a hell of a lot more, dog.
Holler says he watched Strangelove this weekend. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
thank you
really
very much, my friend. I believe you recognize an awesome film when you see one. I love Dr. Strange. I love Peter Sellers. I've always had a soft spot for Peter Sellers. My dad has always been a big fan of the Pink Panther movies, so I kind of grew up watching them shits real little, catching the Pink Panther movies and Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau in those films, and so it's always been like, oh, anything Peter Sellers in, I'm down.
Isn't Lolita announced to come to 4K from Criterion this year?
I haven't announced it yet, but the rumor is there. I've heard the rumor circulating, but I don't think they've made any official announcements.
I think I did. I think that one was murmured somewhere, and I decided I was going to wait for that to buy that one. But that's still pretty far. Like going backwards, I still have a handful of movies I can watch before I get to that, and I'm dead stopped.
Yeah, I don't think Criterion's going to get their hands on Full Metal Jacket or The Shining or
Full Metal Jacket recently. Okay, they'll never let them have The Shining. They'll never complete the Stanley Kubrick run because they'll never let them. I mean, even if they got everything else, they'll never let them have The Shining.
Which is a shame because a box set like the Wes Anderson one for Kubrick would be dope.
Dude, yeah, I mean, like Wes Anderson. Okay, fine. Doesn't really do much for me. Whatever. I know people like him better than I do. I think he's all right. I don't know. I feel like I was good with like Rushmore and what's the one he did right after Rushmore? Tenenbaums. Maybe throw in The Life Aquatic, but that's all he needed. Those three, and it became a shtick after that. I'm like, I'm not buying what you're selling anymore. I've had enough. But if they did a Stanley Kubrick box set in the way that they did a Wes Anderson box set, and it was like his whole filmography, Criterion, 4K transfer, like beautiful transfers, great special features, they really like went balls out. I'm not sure there would be a physical media set that could rival it in terms of both sales and quality. You know what I mean? People who talk about that shit in 100 years, my kids would be still hearing about that shit on the streets.
And what's weird is you could actually do it with Kubrick.
Oh yeah.
Like you couldn't do it with like Spielberg or some of the others, but like you could do it with Kubrick because he doesn't have that much. Because where he directed, I think it was Full Metal Jacket, and then I think his next film was Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah,
it was like 12 years, 13 years.
Oh, wow!
He's only got 12 or 13 directed movies, right? Like the box set would be about the same size as Wes Anderson's, except Wes Anderson might still be adding more to make that box kind of obsolete.
Yeah.
Like he could make more films, which he probably will. I would assume.
I would assume too. Yeah, I would assume he's not done at all.
I mean, he did Asteroid City, right? That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, Phoenician Scheme. I think it was the last one he did.
They all start bleeding together. I gotta say, they all start bleeding together. They all look the same to me. I don't know why. It's like, come on, buddy. It's like his movies in Asian languages. I'm like, come on. How am I supposed to tell these apart? You just got Benicio del Toro squinting on like the cover of your last 4 movies. I can't tell them apart. Oh shit, there's my kid. Hey honey, come around this way.
So I'll go ahead and talk about the one that I watched because this is supposed to be what some people would consider to be the best classic film of all time. Hi, little one. I watched Citizen Kane. So
tread lightly, Jeff.
So there's an issue with this film. There's an issue with this film, and the issue is that I didn't watch it early enough in my film watching. Like I've seen so many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of films, and I've seen so many episodes of Family Guy, and that makes things a little worse because Family Guy makes fun of Citizen Kane a lot. And you don't realize it till you see the movie, and then you're like, "Oh God, I've been one of my favorite cartoons for the last 25 years have been riffing on this movie the whole time." But I say that in every due respect possible. You don't get riffed on like this. You don't get talked about like this in pop culture. You don't get what is done in this movie recycled over and over without it being a form of flattery. You know what I mean? There's things that are done in this film as someone that really likes film and notices the way that some directors do things. There's things in this film that we would take for granted nowadays. That when I look at the year on this is 1941. It was never done before this film. So one of the scenes that I noticed, and I paused it and I rewound it and I watched it again because the first time I watched this, I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep. My mistake. It was probably about this time of night that I decided to start it up after a day of work, and I knew I had to work the next day too. But I'm like, I'm gonna try to squeeze it in, watch it tonight, and I made it about 45 minutes or so in and fell asleep. But the second time that I went to go put it in and start watching it, I was trying to pay a lot of attention to it, right? And one of the scenes that really got me, and I went back to and I rewound it and I rewatched it, was actually right near the beginning, and it's when they're giving him away. Like they're signing him off like to the orphanage or whoever, to like give him away. There was something very cool happening with the camera there that I really enjoyed. And that right there, almost, that shot alone almost makes it the most classic film to me. But they're standing there and they're having this conversation in the kitchen, and you can see through the window he's out here playing, and there's this whole world and this whole scene and this whole story happening in the background of this whole scene and this whole story in the foreground. And now we get that like 100 times over. You watch a Marvel movie and there's so much shit just going on in the background that we don't even pay attention to it anymore. We don't even realize that there's a couple over here having coffee and there's a different story possibly going on here, because there's also this going on over here and this going on over here. But that was never done before it was done in that scene right there, I don't think. Like, I've never seen a film older than this where I've seen two things happening on screen at one time and two stories being told seamlessly. Like, it didn't I had to rewind it to be like, okay, there's actually a story going on in that window at the same time that these people are sitting here talking about sending him off and giving him a better life, and he's out there living his life, which I thought was just crazy. Like, I noticed that, like I said, I fell asleep watching it, but I watched it and I was like, oh, this is cool. But when I sat down and I was really paying attention to it, that just kind of blew my mind, and I think that you have to just think about when this was made, because a lot of that stuff really wouldn't. I don't think anybody would pay two moments of clarity to that. Like, nobody would think twice about that happening in a movie now. We have that happen all the time, where we have like different perspectives of the same story happening all at one time. Like, that's if anything, that's a trope that's overused anymore. And I don't know, that scene right there, that kind of blew my mind. And then there was another one where like some of the camera angles in this were just really fascinating to me. Like, I don't really know why you would put a camera in certain angles that he put cameras in, but it kind of made sense when you thought about it. Like, there was one, there was like this really weird scene where it was like you could see stuff going on in like a snow globe,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
like that. Even today, as many movies as I've watched, I wouldn't have thought about trying to use that piece of scenery to build a whole, build the whole scene around it in a perspective, like he used that whole angle. And then there was a lot of like just really like long and wide shots. And I don't think that was really done before that movie. Like, I've not seen a lot of older movies, but like I watched one of my favorite movies from around this time, I talk about all the time, is All That Money Can Buy. I've seen that movie a good handful of times. It's from right around this same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera work in that movie is very generic when compared to the camera work in this movie. The story in this movie, I didn't particularly like the story, though. I don't think I cared about the character enough to understand why everybody else did. And maybe now that I've seen it, if I go back and I watch it, I'll have a little bit more like sentiment for the actual for the character himself, knowing kind of like all the pinpoints and all the hits as it goes along, because it took me a little bit to figure out kind of what they did, because they don't tell you that they time jump.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens, and then you're like, oh, it's been 25 years. And then you're like, oh, now he's with another wife. So it's like, there's just these things you kind of have to like, you really got to pay attention to it. But if you pay attention to it, there's a lot on that plate to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find to be very fascinating because there's a lot of movies now that are, what's the best way to put it? When people talk about cinema today being generic, it's probably because they've seen Citizen Kane more than a handful of times. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Some directors just think they can have a camera in their hand, get two famous actors, put them in front of the camera, and they're going to have an amazing movie.
Yep.
And they can have a green screen and do whatever they want to do. And I'm finding more and more as I'm seeing more and more of that, and I'm watching more films like this, which I'm very glad that you guys picked this for me, because the more that I'm opening my mind up to things like this, the more I kind of feel disrespected as a film lover by a lot of films that are coming out today. You know, like this movie is getting close to be 100 years old. And I respected every minute that I gave it, even though I had to put it in and start it a second time. That wasn't the fault of the movie being boring or, black and white or anything like that. That's me needing to choose better times to watch my movies, in all honesty. But like, after watching this, I just feel so disrespected from so many filmmakers nowadays. Because there's so many things that they could be doing that are really cool with camera work and like storytelling. Whether I liked the overall story of the movie doesn't really matter. I really enjoyed the way the story was told. Like I didn't really like it. Like it didn't really grab me all that way. But the way that it was kind of told, where they did like interviews and they were getting like, they'd get like different opinions from this person or this person from different aspects in the life to tell the story. I really enjoyed that. And I'm assuming that this was probably one of the first films to kind of do that
non-linear storytelling.
That non-linear story. It's very overplayed nowadays and not done well. And I think that I would probably have respected it a little bit more and enjoyed it a little bit more had it not been. I feel like it's overused in the 2020s. Basically, the last 5-6 years, they've been using the time jump stuff way too much. The nonlinear story. I think that's become a trope of today's films, and it's overused. But I can't fault that for this film because this was probably the first one to. Because this was probably the first one to do it. So, like I said, if I'm giving this a letterbox rating, which if you go and you look at my letterbox, I haven't rated it because I didn't want anybody to really know.
No.
Because if I was to tell somebody go watch this movie right now, I'd have to say go watch this movie if you love films and you want to know why you should love films and what makes films today great. This is the blueprint for that. But if you've already seen a few thousand films like myself, it might be a little harder to appreciate some of the things this film does. Only because nowadays, a lot of the things that this does is overused and not nearly as good as it was even used in this, which is really sad that we haven't figured out really cool ways. And it's now, has he made, because I don't really know, like I said, this was my first dive into like Orson Welles and everything. Has he made other films?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now like I've opened up a whole can of worms because I want to go and check out other films of his, because does he continue to do crazy camera work and things like that with his movies?
Citizen Kane's the only one I've seen from Wells, so
okay. Yeah, I mean, I think he's still fairly pioneering. Maybe not in terms of film language, but that man was always doing some wild shit. He did the voice of Unicron in Transformers in 1985, man. I mean,
yeah,
that man was doing some wild shit, but he's got actually several of the Criterions. One of the ones that I showed last time was Mr. Arkadin, and that was Orson Welles written and directed, and I think he stars in that one as well. And then F for Fake is another Orson Welles that I've got on Criterion. That one's like a documentary about magicians. Like he was into some wild shit.
The Magnificent Ambersons. I've heard that one is like really, really good.
Yeah.
So my
Touch
my
of Evil.
I'm probably
talking about Orson Welles without talking about Touch of Evil with Orson Welles.
Did he direct that? I can't remember. Did he direct that?
I don't think he directed it, but he was in it.
So I'm probably gonna go ahead myself and give this like a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Because I respect what it is, and I'm just gonna take that half a star because as someone that is super late to the game, being super late to the game kind of ruined this film for me in some ways. Just by how modern film, or even like I said, Family Guy has made so much fun of this movie that like some of the high points, which I don't want to ruin for someone that hasn't seen it, some of the high points have already been ruined for me from pop culture alone, sadly. So that's why it loses that half a star for me. If I had seen this, say when I was 14 or 15 and I was still a little newer to film, I already had an appreciation for film. I liked film at that point. This may have been a way bigger impact for me, but possibly in a negative way. Because when I was like 14, 15, I was kind of like to black and white films. I didn't watch anything black and white.
No 14-year-old likes black and white films. Find me a 14-year-old who likes black and white films. That's
like I almost turned off Kill Bill when it had black and white scenes. When I was
shit.
A teenager. I was like, this isn't black and white. This is stupid. And I love Kill Bill. I love the Kill Bills. But I was just like, why is this in black and white? This is stupid. Did
my tape break? Yeah, I agree. When I was young, when I was young, I didn't have much time for black and white, and I associated with older films. I associated with films of the 30s and 40s, and I just wasn't interested in watching that shit. But I don't blame basically a child for, having, underinformed opinions and not being able to appreciate art. But, there's a point where like, okay, you're an adult, you're a 45-year-old man, you need to eat some vegetables, dude. Like,
right.
You're gonna get ass cancer. You need to eat some broccoli. Like, you need like be an adult and eat a fucking salad sometimes. And, don't be like, I just eat chicken nuggets and stuff like that. You're 45. You can't just go through life eating chicken nuggets and corn dogs and shit. So
wait, are you telling me I'm gonna die from all the chicken nuggets and hot dogs I eat?
If you're eating a lot of chicken nuggets and hot dogs, I gotta tell you, that's dude, like good once a month food, but
they're carb free. And you know all about that, dog.
Yeah. Well, if the chicken nuggets are breaded, then sometimes there's carbs in there, and plus I'm like, get that Polynesian sauce, and you know what that'll do.
So it's just got to be the hot dogs, just the hot dogs. But you don't really know what's in them, so you got to be careful about that.
Lips and assholes, man.
Yep, lips and assholes. I really need to rewatch Citizen Kane. I've got it from my AFI's 123 list. I just want to rewatch it again. I have to.
It's been a long time. I've got the DVD special, the special edition DVD from 20 years ago.
I think you should. Now, Johnny, this you have the 4K, right, Johnny?
Yeah.
The case, I think it's still the same shit case. It'll make you mad.
Where it'll like fold
it out. It opens up like a box of worms, just like the film does.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't know which way it wants to open.
Oh man, I hate when Criterion
does that. Down, and then there goes the book.
But say easy with that, you might tear it.
I hate it when Criterion gets a wild hair across their ass about the.
They're like, we're gonna do something cool, like, and it's like a question mark.
I got high last night and I had a dream about origami cranes. So we're going to make this set of Citizen Kane fold up 47 times.
Yeah, between Citizen Kane and Train Spotting, I don't know. It had to be the same guy that designed both of those, and it had to be a morning after where he had like some shroom hangover or something. Yeah. He come in there and he's like, I had this bright idea. My mind opened up last night. All right, Johnny. So what did you watch? What did we have you watch? I know it was something good, right?
Well, you're gonna find out. Okay, keeping the theme with all of us, we all watched films that were in black and white, and so I have never seen this film before. And the only reason why I picked it up was because I'm sure you guys have all seen these Criterion closet videos.
Mhm.
The one I saw had Ryan Coogler in it, and he picked out this film by Yasuhiro Ozu, Late Spring.
Late spring, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I like Ryan Coogler. I kind of trust his opinion, so I went ahead and snagged it. And it was I hadn't seen it until you guys picked it for me to watch. So I'm gonna give you guys, I'll give everybody at your little synopsis of what it's about. It's not gonna take too long, but it takes place, I believe, like right after World War II. A divorced man, I believe he's divorced. He's living with his daughter. His daughter's kind of like his caretaker. She stays with him, and he feels compelled to marry off his daughter to, I guess he's afraid of the social stigma that accompanies a unwed daughter who's living with their parents.
Yeah.
Um, I liked the film, I really did, but what really got to me, what just made me irritated to almost no end, was that now if I watch this again, I'm sure I'll have a different viewpoint. But as I was watching this, I was like, does he seriously not give two shits about what his daughter wants? Is he really just saying, I don't want to have to deal with, people looking and talking about me behind their backs? And why is she still living at home? Why is she still living at home? What's wrong? Is he just so willing to, get her out of the house, have an arranged marriage because that's what you're supposed to do? I mean, did she not want to just she clearly wants to be around her father and help take care of him. And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, you asshole, you are going to like, ruin your daughter's life. You're essentially telling her that I don't want you here. You need to go find happiness somewhere else because you create your own happiness by being married to someone. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. I mean, uh, basically you're making this all about yourself and how you're going to be perceived amongst your community and your peers, and you don't give two shits about her happiness, so you just want her the hell out so you don't have to deal with that bullshit. And after I wrote this little bitter diatribe on Letterboxd, I began to sit and think to myself that, you know what, I think he realized at the very end, there's a spoiler. If you guys want to throw that up there, cover your ears. But there's a spoiler that he marries, he sends the daughter off. She does get married, but he comes home and he realizes he's alone, and he starts to peel an apple. And she always did that for him, but he was peeling the apple, and you see the apple peel kind of fall to the ground, and he's shedding a tear. And I think he's realizing to himself that I sacrificed my own daughter's happiness for what I thought was safety. And it took me a while to sit there and piece this all together. Mind you, I was in my car working, and I'm like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have written that on Letterboxd. But I mean, now looking back on it, I gave it 3 stars. But now looking back, I'm going to watch this again and see if I can actually piece it all together the right way it was intended to be viewed. And I think this is probably one of the best films I've probably ever watched. If I go back and rewatch this again, I mean, Ozu just has this way of framing shots, and the cinematography in this is great. And the two actors that are in this, let me bring up their names. I'm going to butcher their names. I know I am. The father's name is Shukichi, and the daughter's name is Noriko. This is I regret now giving it 3 stars. I should have given it 4 stars. but this is a powerful film. I need to rewatch this again. I just feel so bad writing that shit and not not watching it again before I post in my review. Dead silence.
So you would recommend having it on a short list for a Criterion pickup?
Let me. All right, you're asking if I should recommend it to you. Have you seen Drive My Car?
No.
No.
I'd probably Drive My Car is like 3 hours long, and that one hit me in the stomach. That's an emotional watch. You're okay with subtitles and everything Japanese films?
Yeah, for the most part, as long as I'm not tired.
As long as you heed what I just said, as long as you know that going into it. Yeah, I recommend this. I know this is part of a trilogy. He did 3 films. There was this one, Tokyo Story, and I can't remember the other one. But that's
Early
like,
summer.
yeah, that's the 3 films. Yeah, I'm confident in saying, yeah, you should pick this up.
Okay, cool.
I feel like Ozu films are like, I don't know. I feel like they're like an acquired taste. I don't know anybody that just like watched one Ozu film was like, I love this shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like coffee or beer or something. It's like the first time you have it, you're like, why does everybody drink this shit? It tastes like ass. Like, I don't like beer at all. And then like fast forward like 2 decades and you're like, wow, I'm 35 and I have a beard and I go to every brewery in my whole town and I drive for 20 miles to get some fancy, you wind up really liking it, but it's not because it was amazing the first time. It's one of those things where you just keep, you're like, I watched this Ozu movie and I didn't get it. I'm gonna watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then like like a year later, you can be like, I still don't get the shit. Why is everybody creaming their pants over this Ozu dude? And you watch the shit again. It is just like coffee and beer, where like the first time you taste it, you're like, ugh, why does anybody like that?
Yeah, it's you watch Kurosawa and it's like they're 2 totally different. And I'm like, I can dig Kurosawa.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, like I'm gonna have to watch it again.
I mean, Ozu doesn't, I mean, like I think he did Sancho the Bailiff. He doesn't do, at least in a Kurosawa film, people be pulling swords out and shit like that. And you got Toshiro Mifune. I mean, that also helps.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna pop in. This is like I'm like 30 minutes behind. Brian's probably not here no more. He probably went to bed. But he said, Jeff, you won't go to the hood for the Leprechaun. I will. Just give me time. But will you go to the hood for Criterion? And yes, I do plan on going to the hood for the Criterion at 50% off.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. You're in a forest. What movies you have projected on the trees?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh.
Georgia the Jungle.
Okay. I'm gonna go with A Bug's Life.
You would.
Hey, I seen a post the other day, and I told my wife, I was like, my least favorite VHS tapes are the clamshells. I hate them big old clamshell cases. They're just egregious. They get in the way. But the goal is to have all 6 of the Bug's Life clamshells. There's like 6 different ones that have all the different characters on it.
You want to hear something funny? I've never seen A Bug's Life.
It's fun.
Look, I had this rant. I hated Disney for 30 years of my damn life, so I refused to watch a Disney film.
Oh shit.
You don't watch Disney movies?
No, when I was a kid, like I refused to watch anything that had the Walt Disney logo because, growing up, it represented an American life that was foreign to me. Because mother's happy, father's happy. I didn't grow up with that shit, so I couldn't relate to that. So that's why I never saw any of that shit.
So you didn't watch A Bug's Life. You were an Ants guy.
Yep, I went to see Ants because
Ants is awesome too. But the stories are very similar.
I think the first Disney like animated film I saw, I think, was Toy Story 2.
Not a bad one. Not a bad one at all.
Yeah, I finally grew up.
Magnificent Ambersons is great.
That's what I keep hearing. God, Fago.
It's good for you, right? To wash down the lips and assholes.
Who likes Fago? I don't.
I do. It's delicious. This guy. I can't find any diet where I live. So my buddy, every once in a while, which Johnny, you know him, Mark, he pops up in the chat sometimes.
Yeah.
He goes up to Detroit a couple times a year to see family. He always brings me some Diet 2 liters back. He's the only one I know that can ever find it.
I know
I used to be able to get cola. I used to be able to get the Diet Cola, but I can't even get Diet Cola anymore. They have all the standard flavors, but no diets or zero sugars or whatever the moniker is now. And I don't drink sugared sodas at all.
Dude, right there with you. Can't afford to be dosing insulin for that shit.
Bro. I remember the first endocrine I had, they were like, oh, if you have a low blood sugar, eat a candy bar or drink a soda. The first low blood sugar I ever had, I drank like an orange soda, and my eyes didn't dilate for 6 days. I couldn't see. Everything was fuzzy. I'm like, yeah, I think candy bars the way I go. I'm staying away from those sugar drinks.
I'll still drink like juice or something. You know what I mean? Like apple juice.
Yeah. The natural sugars are all right.
Yeah.
But I asked my doctor about
high fructose corn syrup, but like I got some apple juice upstairs. It's not cut. It's like 26 G's per 8 ounces. Dude, I'll just chug a cup of that, man.
Yeah. Well, like I asked one of my doctors about it, and I said, well, why does that happen? They're like, well, it's the way that sugar is processed in sodas, that the way that it's processed, and then the way that your body processes that type of sugar, it'll directly hit the retinas of your eyes as a diabetic. Like it straight up did. It burned my retinas. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from sugar drinks. So it's really lovely when McDonald's decides to not give you the Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Well, for our get together, I'll see what I can dig up with Fago for you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we got tons of that shit here.
Nice. I like all of them except for the ginger ale. Don't even mess with the ginger ale. It won't get touched.
Ginger ale it is.
I'll use it for showers, so that'll be fine. All right, so next, let's see, what did we have next? Here we go. This is our pick 5 to watch. Now, I can't remember which 5 I chose last time. I don't think 4 of my 5 are the same. 3 of them might be, but I think only 2 of them are. I tried to mix mine up just a little bit differently and change it up a bit. Sooner or later, they're all going to cycle through because I do plan on watching all of my Criterions. So sooner or later, my 5 that I need to watch will cycle through. But I'll start it if you guys want.
Go for it.
Okay, so I got this. I think this last summer on the July Criterion sale, except Amazon had it for like $17, and that is Choose Me.
Yeah,
I got it because of Keith Carradine. That dude's one of my favorites. I really dig him. So I don't know much about the film. I got it because of that and because of Derek over at Pure Hangout. He bought it and really enjoyed it. And I tend to dig Derek's taste in movies. So a lot of my Criterions come from recommendations from other people because I figure if it's on Criterion, there's a reason why it's on the line. And if it's somebody's recommendation, there's a reason why somebody loves it enough to recommend it. The next one, this one I believe was another one that I got, but I got it in the November sale, and it was Amazon for $20 instead of $25. And I got this one because of Johnny, and that is Devil in the Blue Dress.
Great noir film.
Yeah. I think I asked the group chat that we're in, Johnny, if this was a good deal, and you said jump on it.
Yep.
Because I think it was $19.99 during the 50% off sale. And honestly, if they're doing the 50% off sale and I see something for 60, I'm almost always inclined to just buy it anyways. They almost got me trained. This one I got because it's just an older film. I don't think I showed this one off last time, but I might have. It's got Rock Hudson in it, and that is Written in the Wind.
Oh yeah.
Written on the Wind. Never seen it. But I dug it because it's got, like I said, it's got Rock Hudson and it's in Technicolor. So I assume it'll look really cool.
That's Douglas Sirk, isn't it?
It is Douglas Sirk, which I've never seen one of his films either. So this will be a nice way to dip my toe into both Rock Hudson and Douglas Sirk. This one I know I showed off last time because I'm just trying to figure out a way to throw it in my watch list, but that's the Lore. This was a blind buy that my wife bought me for Christmas.
Nice.
She said the cover looked cool, and she knows I like my spine covers or my spine colors, and it's like a nice poppy yellow. So I don't really know much about it besides it's a Polish film that I'll have to read most of it, but it looks cool. I know it's about mermaids, and it's like a horror style movie. I don't know if it might be more like a body horror. Obviously, it's got a mermaid in the tub on the front cover. And then I'm pretty sure this one I showed off last time as well. This did not change, but I still have Blood Simple in my list.
Hell yeah. Shit.
So those are the 5 that I got. And I don't know if me changing out any of my choices made it any harder for you guys.
Well, I think adding Choose Me makes it a little harder, but
yeah,
I know what I'm going to choose. I mean, it's not that hard. Let's put it that way.
I'm either Choose Me or Blood Simple.
I got to go with Blood Simple. I mean, Choose Me is fun, but come on, Blood Simple is just fucking good. Coen Brothers. It's got Frances McDormand. I mean, I mean, that's Blood Simple is tight. That's the 4K.
Yes, it is.
I heard that 4K looks good too. I don't have it on 4K yet, but I heard that 4K looks good. Yeah,
I was actually gifted this. I was actually gifted this from Allie, the one that's going to have the Hall of Fame stream.
No.
I guess Anthony already had it, and they didn't need the double film. So
you got to write her a thank you letter because that's a good movie.
I every time I bring it up, I thank her for it. And just if you watch her Hall of Fame stream, I thank her again for it. Because I got some really cool movies from her, and this is, I think, one of the only ones I haven't still watched. So I'm assuming, as much as I've liked the other ones I got from her, this one's probably top tier as well, because that woman does not collect bad movies. Like she doesn't. She is known to only put movies on her shelf that she considers to be a good movie. So if it's on her shelf and she gives it to you, it's because she has 2 copies of it, not because it's a bad film. She doesn't buy films that she considers to be bad. So it's Blood Simple.
I would vote for Blood Simple personally.
Yeah. Cool. I'm down for that.
You let me know how it is, because I haven't seen it yet.
Everything I've watched from the Coen Brothers, I really like. So
Blood Simple is one of their best too. I mean, Blood Simple is it's one of their harder films. You know, like a lot of their films are very comedic, Lady Killers and Oh Brother Where Art Thou and shit like that. But they do have some films, of course, like No Country for Old Men, that are like very, very like serious, kind of dire, sort of dour films. And Blood Simple is one of those. There's no Raising Arizona, like look at the shenanigans, none of that. It's just like,
now I haven't seen a lot of their movies. I'm still pretty blind to most of their films. I've seen Hail Caesar, Oh Brother Where Art Thou,
okay,
and Inside Llewyn Davis.
Okay, so that's kind of like all of that is like, that's one vibe. That's their comedy vibe, where the films are somewhat quirky, comedic.
Oh, and I've seen Fargo.
Yeah.
Fargo.
Okay. So Blood Simple falls on, you got Fargo over here, you got No Country for Old Men. Blood Simple goes in that area. It is, I mean, it's a noir of the, mid 80s or whenever it was made, 86, something like that. It's, I mean, I don't know, man. It's
Now
pretty
it's also
great. They got
it's
their
also
shit.
their
They got
it's
Barton
also their
Fink in
first
them,
film, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, I've heard people say that the only problem with this film is that it doesn't deserve to be this good, being their first film.
Yeah, I mean, it is like holy shit. Like, I mean, dudes did it. I mean, it's not like a rough first film. It's a pretty tight first film. Yeah, I mean, it's good.
There we go. Like Brad said, see Blood Simple, be somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to see Blood Simple so I can be somebody.
Sorry, Brad. I'm still a nobody.
Blood Simple is good. I mean, it is good. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna text me the next morning and be like, "Fuck you! I stayed up watching that stupid movie and I wasted 2 hours of my life." You're not gonna be upset with me.
No, I mean, I really don't think I am. It's just one that I just haven't found the time to squeeze in yet.
Yeah.
Which is a main reason why I like to do this with you guys, because you guys will hold me accountable for making sure I watch it before we get together next month.
Yeah.
So
who's got their 5 next?
All right. I'm gonna go in spine order.
Yeah, I most definitely did not.
This will be like I think it's a first time watch from this director for me. 1984. The spine number is 501. It's Paris, Texas.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Wim Wenders.
Wim Wenders.
Yeah, everybody loves this film, and I picked it up, and I still haven't even seen it. So that's one. The next one is Spine 555. Burt Lancaster, Tony Curtis, The Sweet Smell of Success.
Yes.
Yep. I knew nothing about
loves them some Burt Lancaster.
Since this director, I believe a 4K just recently come out of one of his films. This is part of the Paranoia trilogy. I think it's what it's called. Spine number 1064, The Parallax View with Warren Beatty. Because I think, this Clute and All the President's Men are like part of the Paranoia trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Clute. I still need to get, the 4K for All the President's Men, but Parallax View. Spine number 1112. I have never seen this film. It's a Coen Brothers film. Miller's Crossing. I remember seeing kind of like a little. If you ever went into like Blockbuster during like the 90s and stuff, they would have these trailer tapes being played, and they would always show the trailer for Miller's Crossing in there all the time. And I always wondered what that was.
Such a good movie. It is such a good movie.
Miller's
It's one of their few movies that sits in between, the really serious kind of Fargo and the more comedic. Miller's Crossing is great. It's phenomenal.
And my last one is 1288. If you've seen The Aviator, then you know what I'm going to bring out, and it's Hell's Angels. Never seen this, but if you've seen The Aviator, Howard Hughes was making this, and Criterion did the 4K of it, so I had to pick it up at the last sale.
Damn. That's a tough one. You got some good shit in there. I'm tempted to say Hell's Angels because I just love that era of film. I just love it. And what a 4K, but I'm going Miller's Crossing. Well, I'm going to keep with the Coen Brothers theme because Miller's Crossing is so good. I think you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to be like, thank you guys for making me watch that movie. It was so much fun. It's a really good movie.
I like that idea. I like that idea. We could go a couple Coens. So it'll be a very Coen Brothers stream next time, but I dig that.
Yeah.
Now, When was that one released? Is that a 90s film?
It's 1990. Yeah.
Okay, so
1990.
it's one of their earlier ones still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still
Okay.
fairly early in their oeuvre. It's a good movie though. It's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying. It's it's got a few kind of twists, but the way everything kind of comes together and ties together at the end, like I said, it's a very satisfying film. It's one of those movies you walk away from, you're like, fuck yeah.
Nice. All right, cool.
Wait a minute. When did Disney take out 20th Century Fox? Do you guys remember?
2015.
So yeah, it was something like that. I was going to say 2017, but yeah, something like that.
I think wasn't the new Star Wars? Was that 2016?
It's
maybe Star Wars is Lucas. They got Star Wars from buying Lucasfilm.
Yeah. Well, see, the reason why I ask is this is a 20th Century Fox title, and I'm looking at
the same time.
I'm looking at the date on it. It said 2022. I'm like, well, that explains why this is a 2K restoration and not a 4K digital restoration.
Yeah.
Oh, because Disney.
Yeah, I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah, and you got to wonder why they haven't done the 4K of that one yet.
They're like, you can have it, but you can't have the best version of it.
Exactly. Fuckers.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I've got 5 movies as well. Boom, I got a nice stack. I'm also going spine order. And all of these are DVD. These are all DVD format because I haven't upgraded any of these yet. One of them's out of print. I'll tell you which one is completely out of print and unavailable these days. But I'm going to start with Sid and Nancy, the OG version of Sid and Nancy. Look at that cover right there. As Gary Oldman. This is directed by Alex Cox. He's the guy who did Repo Man. So he's got several films in the Criterion collection, including Repo Man. But he did Repo Man. This was actually after he did Repo Man. He did Sid and Nancy. This is Spine number 20 from 1986, directed by Alex Cox. And I have had this. This was out of print for many, many years. Look at that. That's what Criterion DVDs used to look like. Yeah, how retro that shit is. So this was out of print for several years, and I bought it when it was out of print. And because I was trying to be a cool kid, but I never watched it. Sid and Nancy, man, Sex Pistols in them. Next, I got one that no one ever talks about. No one ever talks about this one. This one is still in print. It's locked on DVD. No one talks about this movie, and it's not even really a movie. It's like episodic. It's like 6-episode miniseries, and that is Fishing with John. Nobody talks about Fishing with John.
Never heard of that.
Starring John Lurie. It's got cameos by Dustin. What was no? I'm sorry, Jim Jarmusch, Willem Dafoe, and Matt Dillon, and Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper is a guest star in this. So this is, I don't even know how to characterize this, but it's a Criterion no one ever talks about. It is spine number 42. It's very early in the collection.
I've never heard anybody mention
that Criterion collection at the top where it says the Criterion collection, and they got all that space between the letters. Look at the spine. I wish they still did it like that. I hate when they started making the modern spine. Like 15 years ago, they started doing that. I love that. Like just the letters by itself, tons of distance in between. Fishing with John. Here's one I'm really ashamed to admit I have never seen. This is spine number 85. It's Pygmalion. Yeah, this is the one that's out of print. So this is locked on DVD because it's been out of print for longer than half of you guys have been alive in the chat. This has been out of print for a long, long time. Pygmalion, and this is based on a play by George Bernard Shaw. And George Bernard Shaw, still being alive in 1938 when this came out, he wrote the screenplay for this bitch too. So he wrote the screenplay for this movie based on his own, earlier work. And it's basically, it's basically like, meets this young, impoverished Cockney broad, and he's teaching her how to be a proper lady, and that's Pygmalion. The next one I got is a musical by Powell and Pressburger. This is like an opera adaptation in the Tales of Hoffmann. This was also out of print for a while. They eventually brought it back, but this was out of print for a good little bit. And it's been in the collection since it went out of print. I grabbed a copy when it went out of print, and I think they've since upgraded this to Blu-ray. I don't think they've got it out on 4K yet, but this is the DVD. I've never watched it before. Tales of Hoffmann. Looking forward to that one. And then for my final one, gosh, it's still wrapped up. This is about to be a blast from the past right there. Look at that. Best Buy, $34.99. That's how much a DVD used to cost from Best Buy. Criterion. This is a Criterion DVD. Again, it's by Alex Cox, the guy who did Sid and Nancy and Repo Man. This is one of the three, or he's got either 3 or 4 films on Criterion. This is one of his. In fact, I think I've got all of them because I've got Repo Man as well. But so anyway, Walker, starring Ed Harris, on DVD. I think I bought this in 2007, dog, and it's still wrapped up. I haven't seen this. Somebody make me open this and watch it, please. And those are my 5. All man, DVDs, all retro as fuck, all Brian from Last Movie Standing approved.
I'll tell you what, I just put that Fishing with John on my wish list at Criterion.
Damn right. It's still available. It's still in print. You can get it for like $22 brand new.
Yeah.
I found it at a pawn shop in Athens, Georgia. When I was at University of Georgia, I was obviously I was a student there for a long time. That's where I did my film theory degree. And there was a pawn shop there. And I went in there. They had DVDs. And I was like, holy shit, y'all got Criterions? It was just Fishing with John and Armageddon. So, boom. I got Fishing with John and Armageddon.
Nice. Okay, I'll be the first one to say it. Walker. You got to crack that bastard open.
Yeah, I mean it's like an Alex Cox movie I haven't watched.
It's got plastic on it that's older than some of the people in the chat.
That's what I'm saying. The plastic on this thing is.
You got to open it up and play with it.
I mean, and we like Ed Harris, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like Ed Harris. Yeah, hell yeah. I like Ed Harris. Walker it is. Okay. I'm watching Walker by the next time we meet. I'm going to watch this old DVD. It's a sign language for DVD. I did American Sign Language as a minor. This is lesbian. I didn't make it up. And that's DVD. That's sign language.
All right. So as we like to close, get to closing it out, I like to pick one movie that I'd like to see make it to the Criterion collection. Whether it's one that used to be on it back in the day and it no longer has a spine number, because I think last month I chose Halloween. That was the case for that one. Or if it's just one that's a DVD that's really long out of print, and like Jason says, no 4K, no care. So we need to purge these DVDs. What's one that you would like to see get upgraded, Johnny? Or even just added to the collection, one of your favorite films?
I don't know how many times I've had one to add to the collection. I'm gonna go with one that's in the collection that I want a 4K of. I'm gonna say The Rock. Michael Bay's The Rock.
I would suck so many ding dongs to get Criterion to do a 4K of The Rock. I would do a backflip the day they announced that.
I mean, that to me, I mean, I have so many fond memories of. I went to the midnight showing of that when it came out.
So good.
I just find myself even now, I'm like thinking like that is probably one of Bay's best films that he's done. Because I mean, you didn't have to have all that, the special effects and explosions and shit like that. You actually had a story, a coherent story that was on this side of reality. people could go and take over Alcatraz while there's doing a tour and everything. That could happen. I don't think we're going to go down the street and see cars transforming and shit. So,
nope.
So yeah, The Rock, Armageddon. I would like to see that, but I'd want Ben Affleck to come in and do a new commentary.
Oh yes,
his commentaries, man. I fucking love Ben Affleck. That man is a national treasure. People like to give him shit. I'm like, no, man. Ben Affleck he's the dude.
He was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Dude, he was bomb in Phantoms, yo. Yeah, exactly.
So
me,
you got one? Well,
yeah, I certainly do. There's a film that I've been semi-obsessed with since, my film theory days, something like 2002. And Werner Herzog, as you guys all know, I love Werner Herzog. I fucking love Werner Herzog. I could listen to that guy talk all day. I love his voice. No homo. I love his voice. I love listening to him talk. So obviously he's made a bunch of movies and I love his movies. And I talk a lot about his version of Nosferatu from 1979. And that, of course, has a 4K from Scream Factory. So I'm not talking about that film. I'm talking about a different Werner Herzog film, one that I have been kind of semi-obsessed with even before I knew about Nosferatu. And it is called The Enigma of Caspar Hauser. The original title of that film was not The Enigma of Caspar Hauser. Actually, it was a much better title. I don't know why he didn't stick with this, because this is a title of a fucking movie, or at least it should be localized as this in the United States. It's Every Man for Himself and God Against All. What a fucking name for a movie. He actually wound up reusing that name for his autobiography, which, if you get the audio version, is narrated by him. So there you go, right there, guys. Go get the Werner Herzog autobiography. But I would love to see, and I think Shout actually did a Blu-ray of this in their Werner Herzog collection, but The Enigma of Caspar Hauser, or Every Man for Himself and God Against All. I would love to see a beautiful Criterion 4K of that. Take it away from Shout, because pull it into the Criterion collection. They don't have any Werner Herzog films. They have the documentary Burden of Dreams, I believe it's called, that's about Werner Herzog, but it's not directed by Werner Herzog. And it hurts me that the Criterion collection would neglect such a filmmaker. And it's just like, it's as egregious as them not having any John Carpenter, for instance, in the collection. I think them not having, and I think even more than John Carpenter, Werner Herzog does have sort of artistic bona fides. Like, people look at Werner Herzog and say, okay, he makes art films. I understand. So I would love to see The Enigma of Caspar Hauser get a Criterion 4K. That would be, forget about it. Vinegar Peppers. Gabagool and the provolone.
So I'm going to come with a little bit of a curveball. I like more, I guess, mainstream films to be added to my Criterion collection, and I like to be wishful thinking that Disney will give up rights to films. But where else does Touchstone films go?
Yeah.
Except for Criterion. Criterion does have quite a few Touchstones, so maybe, just maybe, I would like to see Enemy of the State. Now that we've lost Gene Hackman, it's not. It'd be time to get that film back out, get it upgraded, and in today's world and in today's society, we could really reflect on what that film was about.
I think that one with
invasion of privacies and always being watched. I mean, we got a camera on us right now, but we literally walk around with cameras and microphones and speakers in our pocket.
The CIA is listening at all times.
So I think it'd be fun to bring that one back. And correct me if I'm mistaken, but there is no Will Smith in the collection, is there?
I don't think so.
I think that's a pretty respectable Will Smith film to be put in the collection.
Yeah, I think you'd make a great double feature with The Rock. I think watch The Rock and then watch Enemy of the State. Great double feature.
And then close it out with Armageddon. There's the day.
It's a good day.
But you know, do we have any Tony Scott in the collection either?
I know we got Ridley, but not. I don't think any Tonys in there. I don't think so.
Yeah, it might be time. But a lot of his stuff is through Disney and 20th Century Fox. So a lot of his stuff is all kind of like probably in that Disney vault that doesn't exist anymore, but it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It definitely does. Cool. All right. Well,
yeah.
I think it's about time for us to go ahead and get on out of here, right? Unless you guys got anything else you want to talk about.
You have heard me talk for long enough. I'm sure. I'm sure everybody is ready for me to STF you.
All right. Well, we did do our you know, we kind of talked about what we have kind of going on. But if you just want to tell everybody where they can find you guys at, we'll go around real quick and do that, and then we'll head on out of here.
All right. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing us all together again this month. I had a blast. Can't wait to do this next month. You can find me on YouTube. What's Johnny watching? Also on Instagram. Johnny _likes_ movies. I post there pretty much regularly. You know, as I said at the start of the stream, tomorrow night, I'm going to be going live with April. I'm going to be showing off everything that I've picked up in February, and we're going to talk about her books that she has got in. She's going to be talking about, you know, the things that she's doing now on Instagram and TikTok. And we're going to end the stream or close out the stream. We're going to do a Q&A where you guys can ask us anything you want, and we're going to try our best to answer. And as for Monday, I'm going to be on Mega Mike the Movie channel, Mega Mike the Movie Man's channel. I'm doing a Criterion cage battle with my good friend Vin, and Jeff over here is going to be the judge. So that's where you can find me for those 2 days, and then I'll be on another stream on Wednesday night. I'm not going to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that one.
Nope.
Hey, I get to be judgmental, and I get to try to be the bad guy by pulling out really old obscure Blu-rays. That's how I win. I pull out old obscure Blu-rays with slip covers. That's how I win. I got 2005 slip covers.
For your Instagram, is that a green screen, or are you really standing in front of a Blockbuster?
I just had a Blockbuster and I just put my picture over top of it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's digitally altered.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought you found like the last Blockbuster and like took a picture in front of it.
Nope.
Yeah, hit me up on YouTube at Movie Mass 4K. Go do it. The 800 subscriber, I'm 2 away. The 800 subscriber gets a night with my wife. She's gonna break your balls all night. You're gonna beg for it to be over, but yes, get a night with my wife.
I got one better. If there's people in here that's not subscribed to Jason yet, I want Jason to wake up tomorrow with 802.
Yeah,
we can do that. We can do it.
You can do it. Go get your
alt.
alt.
You can do it all night long.
You can do it.
I think you just got your 799th one.
Nice. So if you guys are here watching this, you obviously know where to find me because you're already here. Same name everywhere. I'll be on a whole bunch of channels next week. Probably all the same ones that Johnny's going to be on. It's a lot of fun. I think a lot of we're going to have a lot of full panel streams maybe starting to come back a little bit, and maybe some feelings getting hurt.
Hell yeah.
That could be a lot of fun. Johnny's like, yeah, feelings getting hurt.
Yeah.
It's usually me where my feelings are the ones getting hurt, and I'm the one that's backstage crying. And then when I'm pulled back up, I'm doing this little number like, no, my glasses aren't foggy. But yeah, if you guys aren't, make sure you guys subscribe to my two good friends here. We will be back in about a month, sometime near the end of March.
Word.
Our April, we will have to figure that out. The end of April, me and Johnny will probably not be near a computer, So we might have to do a little earlier in April, but we'll talk about that backstage and kind of let everybody know on the next stream. But it was a great night. Thanks for everybody for joining in. Thanks for being here, everyone, and we will see you guys next month.
Hell yeah.